All right, hello there. Thank you for watching. We are attending SEMA 2018 in Las Vegas. Obviously, it's one of the biggest car shows that there are. It's the Aftermarket Association. So we're going to start up in the Blue Lot region. We're going to be outside. I'm going to kind of go through that area quick. We're going to jump into the Central Hall at the back. A lot of performance-related parts, a lot of good cars in this area. We're going to come through the front. We're going to go briefly into the outdoor area across and go into South Hall lower regions, which is kind of it's the wheel and tire section. Used to be a really hot section with a lot of exotics and whatnot. We'll leave there. We'll go back across as the arrows show. I'll kind of go through North Hall, and we're going to head over where the Optima Challenge Series cars are located. And that'll probably wrap up the day. So let's jump right into it. I will give commentary where I can. But obviously I'm going to overlay a little bit of music just here and there just to make it a little easier to watch. You can obviously hit mute if that's what you want to do. But I will give commentary most of the time. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, then, like I said, just go ahead and enjoy the show. I was walking for about 7 hours today, so as you can see, we're just going to browse around the parking lot here and take a look at what's outside. A lot of cars tucked in and around in various locations. So it's just kind of, you want to get out there and see what you can see, and then I jump in line and get up inside. So hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously, I'm going to post a few more here. This is just day one. It's a new channel for me. Obviously, I don't have any subscribers, so if you enjoy it and you want to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe there and watch my future videos. All right, thank you for watching and enjoy the video.
Out here of off-road. I don't think there's much of a category out here, but a lot of diverse. This is interesting. Let's take interesting. It's all rhino lined, and I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
Trying to stretch out my glutes. You also went to the nice today.
What? Lace fits.
I'm about 5'6", so that shows you.
Nope. Yeah.
So while I take a quick phone call during this video here, I want to just interrupt. And as I'm editing this, I did do a full walk of this parking lot, but for some reason, the clip after we get to this vehicle down at the end with the fifth wheel trailer, which is very interesting, for some reason that clip is not there, and I don't know if it got corrupted. I did have an issue with one file, so I'm going to hit this parking lot tomorrow. This is right by the shuttles, so I actually have this full parking lot tomorrow. We're going to have to end here with this parking lot footage right down by this very unique vehicle coming up. But we will go inside from here as I described, and I will add this full parking lot to the next video.
High Wings ETK ZR1 here. Wide body Porsche over here. So we'll take a look. So it looks like a RWB kit that kind of has the aero fender on it, that I think was kind of his proprietary deal. He added these little side aero fenders. Obviously, it's got the idlers, which is pretty common for RWB. Looks like it's a wrap for just the Motul booth here, but it's got an Avery system wrap on it. Pretty sweet. SSRs. As you can see, when you come in here, it's hard to figure out which way to go efficiently. We always try to do something semi-efficient, but at least
It's hard to figure that out.
so you kind of just zigzag. Huge front arrow here. Here we got a pretty nice M4. Obviously, Turner Motorsports. Got to have something on the car. Pretty sweet. We have an EcoBoost type of resto mod deal here. Interesting. Obviously, these are becoming more common in truck platforms. The F-150s have them. So, looks like it's got a C-notch there, I think is what it's called. I'm not big on the air ride side of things, but it's got some dual cylinders here for air. Multi-link, it looks like. Keep everything in alignment. Got some dimple die work done on the edges. Looks like it's copper. Copper used. Kind of has that nice wheel package on it. It's on the ground, as you can see, so. As you can see, you have some booths have cars, some don't. It depends on how much square footage you buy. Obviously, square footage is expensive at SEMA, so people kind of mix up if they have a car or they don't. Looks like we got a nice 240 here. Got some like Watanabe type of styled wheels. The original 240, I believe, was designed with Watanabes on it. That's the interesting part. Obviously, this is a bit different, but looks like it's got the inline six. Some dual Webers, I guess you could say. Pretty clean. It's got a sump in it. And dash is pretty nice detail. Some stitched Alcantara, it looks like. Nice Sparco seats. Got like a flare kit on it. Pretty nice pressure relief there in the fender area. Like a Jägermeister racing livery, I suppose.
We're gonna sleep at your house today.
We've got some bikes. Got some Wonder Woman action here. Got a Civic Type bar. My friend is coming in from Pittsburgh. He rented a Civic Type R for his time in Vegas, so it'd be interesting to experience a Civic Type R. A long-time Honda fan, but OF Geiken obviously known for their differentials and things like that. We're getting back to the Toyota thing that's going on, so we're going to turn around. Obviously, with turbo, you got to have something here. Let's see here. Check out a 240. It's a S15. It's got speakers under the hood, it sounds like. Where are they? Probably on the floor. That's one way to entertain yourself while you're working on your engine bay, though. You know what I mean? I have to do that to the vet. Yeah, it's a bit of it's a driver, right? Sometimes you have these booths, they hide something. This is Turbo Blankets, looks like. That's their business, and so for Turbo Blankets they put in a highly modified Drift FD. So that's how people do it. It's wrapped over the flares. Interesting. Here they've got a couple vehicles on display. Got their whole 18-wheeler trailer in here.
Holy shit.
Wheelwood braking here.
Your kits for your car will be a 6-piece.
So like I said, I try a different approach to SEMA every year, and they bring you in different entrances every couple of years, so you have to kind of recalculate your direction. So here we're starting in the back of Center Hall, which is usually my second day where I go, but that's where we are. So we just try to, on day one, I just try to blanket everything. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this video. We're just kind of running through everything and using the DJI Osmo with my Note 9 or 8. I can't remember which one I have. Some kind of Note, who cares? My Supra here. Obviously, we got some wastegates going out the hood there. Pretty nice carbon fan shroud.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, man? How are you? 300 SL, I believe. Gullwing Mercedes. Which is obviously what the Mercedes SLS was meant to recreate back in, I guess, 09, I think, when it came out. Very valuable vehicles. Obviously, the purists probably aren't too happy. But it's got some big brakes on it. Pretty interesting.
Analyzing these important variations, and our goal is to capture the right colour information
Go back
for vehicles
here.
manufactured across the globe. But colours for a vehicle repair can only use
Always like looking at the aero on F1 cars, and
it's a demand
it's just getting more complex every year. It's very complex carbon work they do to create various profiles over the parts of the car. Very interesting.
To ensure that customers have the right
We got some McLaren action here, 570S. Nothing real special, but here's Lakes. So here we got this is a Grand Sport. one of, I believe, I don't know, 36 or something. I think they built are these Grand Sports. Well, this is a Super Performance, so these are kit-based, but very high quality. So, pretty mean machine in its era. Zora Duntov built these original Grand Sport without GM's knowledge. Actually developed the car in kind of the basement of GM, so to speak, and that's what this car replicates. So these were very collectible if you have an original. That's why Super Performance developed it, and they make a really good kit. So got a Camaro here. Looks like a ZL1, kind of with a little bit of drag modifications done to it. It's got some fats on the rear. Obviously, ZL1's got the LP4 in it from the Z06, so making good power. That's a Lingenfelter, so I'm sure it's probably making like 1,000 or more or something. Got a 50s convertible. I think it's what, a 58 or something like that. So we've got another mid-year, as they refer to these. Got a Lingenfelter LS swap in it. Pretty simple. Looks nice, looks clean. These are like ZR1 C6 type of wheels. I'm not a huge fan. I don't think it looks right, but you know, I didn't build it. Interesting. It's a Firebird Trans Am type of car. Obviously, these were platform shared with the old Camaros, but you don't see these as much as the Camaros for sure. A little bit less common, but well done. Big brakes, kind of takes on that Pro Street, I guess they refer to these. Kind of has a little bit of road race, a little bit of drag race, a little muscle car mixed in.
Very excited to
Lace
see
is
this.
checking out her. There's an Africa Twin. It's a pretty highly anticipated bike when it came out.
This is one I was excited to see. This is one that they modeled off these.
Lace wants a monkey.
I do.
You want a monkey, Lace, for real? Why?
I mean, that's an awesome little bike. I mean, they modeled that on amusement park rides. I mean, that's like awesome.
So Honda does it different all the time. You know, sometimes they'll have tons of cars in here. Seems interesting this time. They've got some various. It's very rare to have a car running in here, but generally they don't allow that. But they were over there revving away. Hope you can hear me with the audio. Some of these areas have loud PAs in them, and you know they want to entertain you and whatnot. We got a pretty fat tire
Look at this one.
Civic Type R here. It's got some meats on it, as you can see. What's that? You want to ride this, Lace?
I want to ride that.
Lace wants to ride on this. Honda's been very active in road racing. Team Penske obviously is running the Acura team in IMSA and DPI. We'll get to that here in a second. Let's go around this way. That definitely looks like Danny Pop's car. Not sure, don't hold me to that. There's your Team Penske DPI. This is one of the Taylor brothers. Drives this car. I think Jordan. Can't remember if it's Jordan or Ricky, but it's one of them. New 2019 NSX. It's got some updates for 2019. Supposed to be a little more track capable. And obviously we've got the new GT3 Evo, which was created for customers to race in various series. So this is they've got updated aero, better ABS, they did some improvements to the car, but you can see it's all carbon bodied. These are obviously sold to be raced. It's very raw. I think it's about 400 grand for one of these. This is naturally aspirated, or excuse me, they're turboed, but non-hybrid. That's what I meant to say. Not like the NSXs from the factory there, which have multiple electric motors. I think 2 hub motors and 1 transmission electric motor. These are just turbocharged, and that's it. Hope you can hear me. Like I said, a lot of audio. Obviously, you can come and check out companies that sell, you know, various type of accessories and seats. And it's just more than I can explain in a simple video. Believe me, I think you can get the gist of it. That this is massive. We've been here for about 30 minutes. We've probably covered about 2%. Let's keep going this way.
Those guys in suits like us? NASCAR. Like 6 feet long.
As you can see, you can go from old Mopar to a new Japanese GTR, and just by turning around. So there's no real rhyme or reason here. It's just what the exhibitors choose to put on their space. Usually, any of these builders, these are all privately owned. You know, these are guys that just build their cars and let themselves be known. And obviously, you want your car to make it if you're a shop or something like that. Gives you great visibility. But it's like a Rocket Bunny kit, I believe. Got some Battle Arrow on it. Battle Arrow is actually one of the cheaper companies. I think they're out of California. You can get some pretty cheap aero from them if you're into Japanese and things like that. So check them out if you get the chance. I've bought from them before. It's over here. What's over here? Little Porsche race car, probably from like the GT3 Challenge. I think they have. Yeah, GT3 Cup Challenges. And we got this thing. It's just a big Cummins in there with a big massive turbo, and got some aero on it. We got big brakes and got a wing. So obviously you can see this is quite an interesting build. Looks like it's got Pikes Peak on it. So it's a Pikes Peak build. Gonna run up the hill with diesel smoke place. We got some front aero and very interesting little driver compartment. Let's see if we can see here. Should be interesting. So that is I'll highlight this turbo setup again. It's like a compound setup. It looks like one may have a bigger AR than the other, but I can't be sure. I'm not a big diesel guy, but that's definitely like a compound setup with looks like a water to air intercooler between the first and the second. As you can see, this one compresses into the water to air, which then goes into the intake side of this turbo, compresses, goes down into the motor. So
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
yeah, it takes the SEMA show to make like a GT3 boring. So you know what I mean. In a parking lot, this is damn exciting, and SEMA not so much, but obviously a great car. SEMA, you'll see a lot of booths have these VIP areas, and this is for, you know, for people when they network, so that they can kind of maybe do deals. You know, if you've got a big brand or something like that, you want to work with their products. go up there and discuss things, and then secret things happen.
There's so much to
They
see.
invite you to secret parties. I got a welding demonstration. Lincoln and Miller's usually pretty good for that. Can test their equipment. Obviously, we got some. This would be for a very beefy ass off-road type of suspension with a remote reservoir shock system on it. Long travel. It's got like a clear powder coat on it. It's pretty nice. Alrighty. So. Good, you're good. I moved the driving position back a good bit. As you can see, the dash is a little far from the wheel. So, yeah, to put that driver position back for weight distribution. Got a pitot tube on top there. So definitely a serious machine here. Definitely got something going on up there. Vibrant. Oh boy. Well, we're going to keep zigzagging here. Tearing battery up. So I'm going to start maybe cutting, you know, scene to scene instead of doing a big walk. Track hawk here. Another 240. Excuse me. That's all right. It's all right.
Even the simplest spark plug lines, these are custom cut to length to be able to run in front of the valve cover and the side rather than in the top. If you look at the stock seats, they run to the top there.
You provide us the logo, we lay it out.
Not often you see a Maverick at SEMA, but you know that's what you want to do. Bring something different. Twin turbo setup.
Yeah. That's like the seats on the bottom too. Yeah, so not much more padding than that.
We got a kind of a slant nose build here. Liberty Walk i8. Well, if you're going to own an i8, you know, I guess you can make it cool looking at least. I'm not a fan, but the car looks pretty nice. I don't like i8s particularly, but pretty cool looking. Love the slate and like submarine grays. So GM, you know, they kind of, I'd love it to be a little more exciting, but they treat it like the LA Auto Show sometimes, with just a bunch of new shit. They usually have something mildly modified in here, but it's usually to display their performance product line. They had some red line cars in here. Sometimes they have the race car in here from Corvette Racing. This is one of their new colors for their new Camaros. The camera's showing it a little bit different. It's a little bit brighter in person. This looks a little bit more vibrant. It actually is a little bit desaturated in person. I don't know. What I see on the phone in my eyes, both look pretty good. It's different, you know. I don't like the black fuel filler at all, but I just think that's disgusting. To have a big black circle in the middle of the quarter panel is a little strange. That's just my opinion. What do I know? Don't listen to me. That's what I tell people. Don't listen to nothing I say. So, got the Copo. Usually a non-street legal, very high horsepower type of thing the GM will sell to you. Nobody ever drives them. They treat them like museum pieces, so don't know. It's not my thing. But there it is. Got another one here.
Valley. I mean, when you fly in, just look how it's just.
Oh yeah, this is the electric. I heard about this. Apparently this car runs 9-second something. I just read an article about it today. It's all electric. As you can see, doesn't quite look like an LT motor. It says something. E-Copo. E-Copo, that's what it is. These Colorados are making a run. I guess they're offering a snorkel and a little LED package. A pretty beastly Silverado over here. Silverado pulling a Colorado, I guess. It's like an old Malibu or something. I don't know. I don't know my old shit, but that looks like a LT5 out of the ZR1.
What you just looked at?
They swapped it in here, do something a little special. Kind of did some modern-esque aero, just like a spoiler. Laguna. Got like a R32-ish taillight on there. So I guess that's to debut the new LT5 crate motor. You can now buy direct. Basically buy your ZR1 755 horsepower, I think, from the factory. You can buy it in a crate, swap it into your old hoopty. Alright, so we're back outside. This is the middle of like Center Hall. You can just dip out and man, I see an FC here that I'm liking. Obviously it's a Miata, but check out the wide body FC. Man, that's a nice car. I'm a fan. Love it. It's very cleanly done too. I mean, on point fitment. Look at that. Alright, then continuing. Really clean build. All white. Really liking it. much a Corvette fan. I'm not too in love with certain aspects of that build, but pretty nice. Oh, you're good. Stand by here. Modified 300 S. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, the Osmo is being finicky. I'll fix it here in a second, I hope. Try again. E30. Interesting wheel selection. A lot of people coming through here. See a very interesting Ferrari over here. Ferrari 308. This is really, man, this is nice. Kind of looks like a 250 GTO. Oh man, it's just really sweet. A little bit low, I'm sure it's on bags. Kind of has a modern-esque mirror on it, like that. Yeah, that's what Don needs to do. Oh, you're good. Sorry, the exposure is a little mixed here. It's the nature of a cell phone with a mixture of sunlight and shade. Doesn't know what to expose on, and trying to be efficient, not do manual here on a phone. This is interesting. Oh, look at that. Place got little goods. I won't even expose on it. Sticking you up on the hill. Let's go see back out here. Now, who doesn't like an NA Miata, right? Just with a little hard top on it. Pretty sweet. Fun car to drive if you've never driven one. Very direct steering, light feeling. Fun cars. Put a little bit of power into them, maybe 250. They rip.
Oh God, they run just like
Falcon supercharged Corvette that they drifted. Just made a pretty sick video with this car. Of course, they have it playing over there, but if I want to check it out on YouTube, just look up Falcon Corvette or something. You'll probably find it. Let's see what we have here. Oh, we got some 180-degree headers on this. As you can see, you got two primaries that run over there, but then you've got some primaries that run to this side. Kind of simulates a flat plane crank. GT40 back in the 60s kind of made the bundle of snakes known. This is kind of along those lines. Got some downdrafts in there. Very nice. It's kind of like Batmobile-esque scheme, as you can see. Batmobile-esque from the TV show in like the 70s. Obviously not. Recent, I'm getting a phone call. Let's not worry about that if you heard that. I have a little cricket as my ringer. Where to go? Where to go? So many choices. I don't know. No idea what this is. It's obviously something made out of something. It looks like a Murcielago by the ass end. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you what they started with. It's got a manual in it. So it could be a manual. It's hard to say. Have to look for identifiers. I feel like it's Murcielago. Don't hold me to it. Could be way wrong, but it's like some chopped. Hey, what's up, man? Some chopped strand carbon. I have a name for it. It's not chopped strand, but that's going to be my guess. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm looking at the overall shape and curvature of the windshield. I'm going to say Murcielago. Oh, look at this guy in a storm. Excuse me.
Dennis Anderson's two boys.
Interestingly, you have a Diablo over here. I was lucky enough to sport a Diablo for about 6 months. As you can see, very practical. Fit a lot of shit in the front. They're doing a little bit of an install. Live install. That's kind of common here. You'll see people installing their products while the show's going on. So who says you can't go grocery shopping with a Diablo, right? Now Lace will recall us having fun in the Diablo, Lace.
we did. It was the yellow one.
Yeah, it was yellow. I might have a picture. I'm not doing much editing. I'm trying to just upload. But yeah, it was a 98 yellow Diablo. This is actually from PA. Interesting.
Very interesting.
So where to go? Where to go? We got something over here.
Like I told you, every day it's fun for you. It's good. You wouldn't want to pay for. Right, you have to have this level. Pretty nice. Salt stops, or underneath. Yes. Perfect.
See a lot of this happening because it kind of mimics the current Z06 Aero and the Aero you see on current GM products. You see a lot of people kind of taking that flavor on. That other Maverick that I was looking at. You got the big fish here.
Tubing and the stainless clips.
Very clean. Kind of have heat shields concealing most of the header. It's kind of all done like a flat finish. Got an orange accent sweet. My leg. Big power setup, obviously, big power. You see that they generally run from the it's a supercharger unit, obviously running off of the crank snout. Compresses back. They usually go through a water to air back in here, which is back here. There's the heat exchanger back there, and then they plummet back forward through the car, which you can see going there. They come back up through. So, I'm sure that's making an abundance of power. Looking little Bronco here. Take a look. Looping around. Pretty clean, pretty simple. Obviously the 70s Chevys are getting more popular, more visible. Lots of people starting to want to build them. Oh, you're good.
Man, I don't
I'm used to it.
I don't want to mess up your video if I can mess.
It's so much easier than photos.
Yeah.
Photos bad. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, and then
Right.
you get, and then somebody's at the house looking at you, and you're all, you know. What's up, ladies? What? What do you think?
Lot to see.
Lot to see.
Lot to see.
No, we haven't even made a dent yet. It's a little, red eye. You don't see many of these in road race applications, obviously, because Dodge kind of aimed these at the straight line guys, but it's a pretty sweet approach. Kind of has a nice look to it. Looks like it does work. Not a show queen. All right, what's over here? We have Factory 5 over here, which I worked with Dave Smith in Factory 5 for several years. I usually like to go by and see what they're building. Factory 5 is kind of a component car company. They build kits for you that you can use donor cars and kind of create something cool. Let me bounce through here. Of course, there's Dave Smith himself. He is the president and CEO of Factory 5. I know him pretty well, but in the show setting, it's they're doing work, and I'm not buying anything. So I'd rather just let him do his business instead of saying hello to say hello. Yeah, these are all. Looks like they have a truck options now, which is interesting. These are all fiberglass and tube chassis, and very affordable. Great father-son type build. Factory 5 has really come a long way since I started working with them, but make some pretty nice products. They've definitely come a long way. Alrighty, we're in a bit of a crowded region, but pretty interesting. Serious handbrake on there. Got their cooling system out back, which is pretty common now. Some braking on the inside to reduce unsprung weight. It's kind of a hot rodish rear suspension. Pretty interesting. Let's see what we have under here. Love the raised booth. Nothing like some Volk racing wheels. I wish they'd make fitment for Corvette. They don't. I think you can get them made, but I don't think it's easy nor cheap. Not seeing anything that's blowing my mind, I wouldn't say yet. There's usually a few mind blowers in here somewhere. Well, if you're a Honda fan, you'll know this car. It's BC's wagon. He now has a K-Series in it. Alrighty. Yes, this is BC Moto. I've known BC Ezrioha for many years, and we were on forums back in, oh boy, 2001 probably, when he had a D-Series and a CRX. A lot of guys out here started in the Honda scene, you know, that kind of just found their way into other things. I was one of them. I built Hondas over 10 years and built lots of them, forced induction systems and chassis dyno tuning. And, you know, eventually it was time to move on, and that's what most of us did. So I kind of went to BMW and Corvette, and BC went to Porsche. Sorry, I'm kind of between video and I kind of look and try to see what I can pick up. It's a pretty nice second gen here, Camaro. Trying to squeeze around that guy. Very nice work here. Love it. Love the finish on the piping. It's, you know, just kind of like a Scotch-Brite over the piping, but done very carefully. Got the turbos mounted up here. As you can see, they kind of ran the manifolds and collectors down along the fender well, which is pretty clean. I like that. Mounted the turbos down in here. Got the intercoolers coming through the front. Can't even see them. Pretty nice setup. Got the intakes for turbos in each intake. That's pretty nice. It's a nice setup. Built forced induction systems for many years, so I'm definitely the one to appreciate a well-executed and TIG fabricated system. It's very well done. Ford always has a huge presence at this show. It's impressive. We'll get over there in 1 second. They apparently Ford brought 50 vehicles to the show, which is definitely not common. I think they're really heavily promoting the F-150 and the EcoBoost, and obviously the Mustangs. Ford's going through some big changes, changing their product lineup. Canceled a lot of sedans. They're focusing on Mustangs and trucks. So this is a Fisker Karma that's been forever reinvented. This is just a dead deal. The Karma was just Bob Lutz tried to put C6 ZR1 motors in these. Obviously, this was a former executive for Audi, I think, who started that company. Just never took off. The car, I just never, I don't know, I was never in love with it. It was interesting, but it's just one of those things that won't die. An old pimp wagon here. Pretty clean. Ken Block's Huna truck or something like that is up here somewhere. I think I saw a video about it. There's a very cool vehicle over here. Iconic Ford rally car.
Mustang Bullet in color blue on November 13th. So you still have some time to buy your raffle tickets, and it's all going to a great cause. So speaking of the Mustang Bullet, I'm going to ask some Mustang Bullet trivia.
We gotta go back out that way.
Or a water bottle. You can tell me what that Mustang Bullet, there were two of them in the movie, if you guys remember the movie Bullet. There were two, and what car were they based off of? What I'm looking for is Steve McQueen in the movie, but specifically what Mustang did he drive? I'm looking for a year.
Drop straight down to the bottom bottom.
That is sweet. That is sweet. I like it. Yeah, as he was pointing out, the way the turbo is plumbed is he's got the, this is the hot side. It actually goes up through the top here. The intercooler is actually up in here. And then it plumbs down into the throttle body on this side as the cold side. It's a pretty interesting application. So, yeah, you can actually see the intercooler in there. Got some good fresh air here. Very cool wheel and tire package. That's pretty cool. We have an all-carbon Mustang here. GT350. We gotta get pictures of this one. I believe this is a company, I can't remember the name of the company that makes this. I've looked at them, they're on my Instagram. Damien.knight.drive.tv. I know that's a long one, I'll put it on the screen if I remember. Looking at my audio returns. I think it's probably, you can either hear me and it's terrible, or you can hear me and it's fine. I don't know. Again, we got another submarine type of slate gray. I'm real close to wrapping my car this color. It's just something I feel like I want to do. Two Ford GTs up here. Obviously, if you're not a Ford fan, you're going to have to jump ahead a couple seconds because Ford has probably the most real estate in all of SEMA for one brand. I would definitely say they have the most space, and they're probably never going to give it up. So, got some driving simulator challenges here. Forza 6.
Good to see you. Good luck.
Bye, John.
All right, good seeing you.
Guys.
Good luck on
Enjoy.
Thursday.
Thank you. Plan to kick some ass.
What's old lady? She said, plan to kick some ass. Definitely can appreciate Ford's approach. More of a GM guy, but I definitely respect Ford for their efforts in motorsport, and just for enthusiasts, they have a lot more. I don't know. I feel like they drive a lot more for enthusiasts than GM does. I just really happen to like the Camaro and Corvette platform, but you know, Ford just never lay back. I must say, they go all in. By proof shown by the Ford GT. You know, GM would never do that, and Ford will. So lots of excitement with off-road and overlanding and camping off-grid and things. So you're seeing a lot of GM and Ford kind of going in this direction. This is a pretty cool truck. The Ranger is obviously making a big comeback, so making a big effort to get people interested. Sorry. Alright, so we just got us another Mustang. Got us another Ranger. So like I said, they usually provide these vehicles to various aftermarket companies to coordinate builds with a lot of sponsors, and they get a lot of good visibility from it. Ford had a program for a while, it was a Mustang for $1 type of program, to where they would basically, I believe, sell the car for $1 to an approved builder, and the builder would kind of coordinate. And it was a contract agreement, obviously, but the point was they didn't have to pay for the car, they gave them the car. This is pretty cool feature. We'll slide out with the bumper. Miller welding setup, so you can see Miller had a part in this. They got a side of the tailgates lifted up. Got some storage. Pretty cool. Oops. Everybody's got to get out of the corridor. So this is definitely way to go. Check out these work lights. They got boom towers, and then you've got the accessibility on the side here. Pretty sweet. The old keypad from the old Lincoln days. So, taking a quick break, and I'm going to continue. This is Center Hall, and we're going to go through probably most of Center Hall, and I don't know how much further I'll get. I'm going to do a little battery recharge, but we'll see. Gotta love some bolts on that one. Hey, what's up, man? Hiding some Honda power in here. What's that? So yes, this is a Porsche 911 with a K-swap in it. Very nicely fitted, very nicely done. Little secrets.
Sign the flag.
Serious GTR build right here. New NSX. You don't see many of these modded, so this is definitely sweet. Got some titanium work in here. Very badass.
Barely had enough room in luggage now.
I believe that is a new M4.
I love it.
I believe that's a newer M4 engine swapped into an E30. That's what it is. Obviously, this has a little bit of flex to it. It's pretty, my head is about with the bolts here. Bottom of the hub. Pretty sweet. We got a little off-road action here. She'll rub a little, I bet. She'll rub a little. Definitely Instagram worthy. Well, let's not bring political statements to SEMA, please. Separation of car and state. That's what I'm about. Lexus booth here. Got a few offerings. He's got a sticker in his baby up. Place down there. We're about to go outside. Outside's got a lot of people just try to get their car outside. A lot of different builders. A lot of creative stuff outside. So I've pretty much gone through Center Hall here. I've definitely run through it pretty quickly. I was hoping they weren't having to pay a guy to do this the whole time, but he's motorized. So yeah, outside you've got just a ton of cars out front. I'm going to head out there here in a second, and that pretty much completes Center Hall. I weaved through it. It's very tough. Like I said, it's about 5 hours I've been here at this point. So when you come out of center, you're obviously in the center, so you got to pick right, you got to pick left. I don't know which way I want to go. Exposure will get a bit better here in a second. Come out of the shade. There's just lots, you know. A lot of outdoor events they have going on, drift events, things like that. I mean, it goes way up there, way past that building up there. It's a lot to go through. Nice Evo build here. Pretty straightforward. Let's go over here. And as you can see, they're sticking vehicles just everywhere. Give them a spot right here on the sidewalk by the stop sign. I mean, it's just... Obviously, you got the monorail here, which runs behind a lot of the casinos down the strip. A lot of people use this as access to get to the SEMA show from various hotels. It stops at Bally's, MGM, SLS. So you can usually get the monorail anywhere from any of the main strip hotels and take it directly to SEMA. Come down this escalator and here you are. A lot of shuttles actually go to the hotels also, so you can take a shuttle directly. So there's a lot of options.
So it really had to be the biggest and the best.
Cars on the move in 3, 2, 1.
This is just something that you've just never seen before.
720S. It's kind of interesting. Sorry, it seems really random out here, but it is just it's organized, but it's not. So it's kind of tough to systematically take a look at everything. So I'm going to probably head into South Hall here. There's more that goes this way, but I think I'm going to catch that on another day. You have to really make your choices in the first day.
So with that said, that completes our tour of Center Hall, which is usually the definite hall of most interest at SEMA. I'm going to continue into other videos because obviously this video is now running at 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's a lot longer than I thought it would be at this point. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know for people that aren't able to make SEMA that usually go, these are the videos that really make it okay. I've done them myself because I've missed years here and there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a subscribe and a like and a comment for sure if you actually made it this far. I know I usually did, and you have to be pretty diehard. But so that's going to be that for this video. On the next one, we're going to go through South Hall, downstairs and upstairs, and we will get over to the Optima Challenge. I know I said in the beginning of the video we'd make it, but I decided at this point to change it up. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.